Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions, a card game, we have both Black Panthers teaming up to take on an expert Klaw. So down at the table for our heroes, for our first Black Panther, we have SHURI coming in on hero side. He's got a thwart of 2, attack of 1, defense of 2. So response after she uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control. Hand size of 5 and 11 hit points. Alter Ego, recovery of 4. As an inventor and action exhauster, search your deck for a Black Panther or tech upgrade and play it, reducing its resource cost by 2. Hand size of 6 on this side. Got her going Justice, so we have 2 Power of Justice. Then for our allies, Agent Coulson, Eros, Wiccan, Cypher, Quake. Then 3 Clear the Areas, 3 Multitasking, 3 Infiltrations, then a Sense of Justice to run all those 1-cost thwarts. Skilled Investigator, and a Spycraft. Then for the basic cards, we have our 3 Duel, the Genius, Strength, and Energy. Then Heart of the Panther for our Team Up, Helicarrier, Ingenuity, Endurance, and Specialized Training. For our other Black Panther, he has 2 for both Thwart, Attack, and Defense, and Retaliate 1, hand size of 5 and 11 health. Recovery of 4. Foresight for setup, search your deck for a Black Panther upgrade and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck, hand size of 6 on this side. Going with protection, so we have 2 power protections. For our allies, we have Silk, Victor, Daredevil, Starhawk, Clea, and Brother Voodoo. Then we have 3 energy barriers, 3 momentum shifts, 2 stun guns, Dr. Sinclair, the Night Nurse, and Judica Skill. And for our basic cards, we have our 3 dual resources, Quinn Carrier, Endurance, Downtime, and Heart of the Panther. And then for our villain, we've got our main scheme here that's going over our content. So for expert, we have Claw 2 and 3, our standard, expert, and Masters of Evil, and of course his Claw set here. For setup, we're going to search the encounter deck for the Defense Network side scheme and reveal it, and then shuffle the encounter deck. Defense Network comes in with 2 threat, and then when revealed, place an additional threat per player here. Then on the other side, we have when revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until minion's discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player. We'll go through this one if we see it. And then for Claw, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Claw and reveal it and shuffle the encounter deck. The Immortal Claw gives him an additional 10 hit points and comes in with 6 threat. Then he's got a Force Interrupt that's on both sides of him. When he attacks, give him an additional boost card for this activation, and starts with 36 health, and of course a scheme of 2 and attack of 1. Alright, finish shuffling up our encounter deck. Then we're going to discard cards until we find a minion and put it into play. With the first player, let's see, we found Whirlwind. Scheme of 1, attack of 2, 6 health. When he attacks you, also resolve his attack against each other hero. It's not something we want to keep out there. Then for SHURI, 6 cards. Well, both of these will be getting 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. See, you've got a Skilled Investigator, Queen, that's a keeper, Sense of Justice, kind of want that. Heart of the Panther, search your deck and discard pile for a Black Panther upgrade, put it into play. I feel like we keep that too, don't we, right? So maybe pitch those to see if we get a double resource. Yep, Strength and a Spycraft. And over here, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We've got some claws and strength. Wakanda forever. Keep one of them. Pitch those two, drawing into a downtime and a tactical genius. We're going to go ahead and use her ability. Search our deck for Black Panther tech upgrade and play it. And since threat's going to start out being a problem, that's what we're going to go with. Special thwart, remove a threat from a scheme. May discard this card to confuse an enemy. I see you. So that goes into play. Then we'll bring in the Sense of Justice. It's a resource, exhaust it, generate a mental resource for a thwart event. Then we're going to bring in the Queen. It's an alter ego action, exhaust her, heal damage from an alter ego with a Wakanda trait equal to that alter ego's recovery. Is it worth flipping over to get punched? Yes, because we need us both to be in Black Panther form for this to work. So, done with her turn, go over here. Oh yeah, I forgot his setup ability. Search your deck for a Black Panther upgrade and add it to your hand. And we're going with this Vibranium suit. Specials, move a damage from a hero to an enemy. 2 damage instead if this is the final step of the sequence. And give that a final shuffle. Then flip over. Now that he's flipped over, we'll ask her if she'd like to do an action, and she does. So team up, hero action, search your deck and discard pile for a Black Panther upgrade and put it into play. Resolve the special ability on up to 4 Black Panther upgrades you control in any order. And we're going with the Panther Claws. Dealing 2 damage to an enemy, we may discard it to deal 3 additional damage to that enemy. If we do, this attack gains piercing. And up to 4 get to be activated, so remove a threat from a scheme and deal 2 damage. Double check. Then we're going to bring in our Tactical Genius, spinning our Vibranium suit we just went and found. So thwart, remove a threat from a scheme. 2 if this is the final step of the sequence. Then we're bringing in our Claws, deal 2 damage to an enemy. 4 damage instead if this is the final step. And lastly, we're going to spend our downtime to play Wakanda Forever. Resolve the special ability of each Black Panther upgrade you control in any order. We're going to go Genius first to remove a threat. And since this is last, it's going to deal 4 to take out Whirlwind. And then we're going to thwart for 2 to get the defense network out of the way. And that is going to be our first turn. So 5 cards for each. Multitasking, Cipher, Helicarrier, On the Prowl, and more multitasking. And over here, got a Stun Gun, Energy Daggers, the Golden City, and Klaw. So 2 threat. Attacking over here, we are going to defend. So it's a base 1, goodness. So 4, 5 damage. We end up taking 3. And after we use a special power, we're going to remove a threat from a scheme. Then attacking over here. I guess we'll defend also. That's just going to be 4. So we take 2 and retaliate for 1. We'll see how many times I can forget that throughout the game. get her encounter cards. Shadows of the Past, that's a great way to start. But we want to see what her other stuff does. So the Klaw is already in the game, so he's not coming in. And the way this reads is if your Nemesis minion does not enter the game this way, this card gains Surge. But everything else happens. So we get the music, find music, put her into play, engage with you. When defeated, discard music from play. It comes in with 5 threat. Music, schema 0, attack of 0, health of 1. When revealed, find manipulated music and put it into play. It's already there. When defeated, move all threat from music to the main scheme. And we've got some screams. When revealed, stun each character you control. Deal a damage to each of those characters that were already stunned. Alright, and then that surges into Radioactive Man. Schema 1, attack of 1, 7 health. After he attacks you, discard a card at random from your hand. And over here, the villain attacks you. Well, nothing we can do about that. So base 2, you are stunned, 3 damage. Ow. And we pass first player. And I'm just realizing I only drew 4 cards, so we have a momentum shift. Now, I'm going to flip over and bring in the Golden City as an alter ego action. Exhaust it to draw 2 cards. And we will do that, getting Vibranium and a momentum shift. And with the Vibranium, we're going to bring in our Energy Daggers. Special, choose a player, deal a damage to the villain and to each enemy engaged with that player. You know what? Black Panther might get in trouble. We're going to bring in Klaw instead. Thwart 1, attack 1, 2 health. When Klaw is defeated, shuffle her into her owner's deck. Alright, we're going to use Sense of Justice to create a mental resource for multitasking to remove 2 threat from a scheme. If you paid for this card using a mental resource, remove 2 threat from a different scheme. So we'll go 2 and 2. And then we're going to bring in Cypher, thwart 1, attack 1, and 2 health. After he attacks and damages a confused enemy, draw a card. The only one confused is me. And he will thwart off the main, I guess. Guess I could have done something with Klaw. A little bit out of order, but she's going to thwart for 2, or 1. Alright, that's going to end her turn. Ready everything up. Got On the Prowl, we're going to keep that. Vibranium, Wakanda Forever, CHALLA, and clear the area. And over here, keep her daggers. Wakanda Forever, Heart of the Panther, Silk, Energy Barrier, and a Stun Gun. So we'll get 3 threat. Then Scheming for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaust each ally you control. So much for her helping. And attacking over here, Cypher's going to defend. And Yeah, he didn't make it. Then Radioactive Man. He's just swinging for 1. That should just have 5 on it. So we'll take the 1, discard a random card from our hand, and we lose Clear the Area, and attacking for 0. And encounter cards. Someone's in a shadow. It's going to give her 4 doubt counters. Increase the resource cost of each card you play by 1. Force response after you thwart, attack, or defend. Remove a doubt counter from here. We are not off to a good start at all. Sonic Boom. Either spend 1 of each resource or exhaust each character you control. Alright, guess we're exhausted. So tired. Alright, passing first player. So for the cost of 2 plus 1, thanks to the shadow, we're going to remove 3 threat from a scheme, and then resolve the special ability on 1 Black Panther upgrade we control. Oh, that's right, you took 1 off of that. That should be at 4. Well, we're taking that down to 1. And then use our beads to remove another threat. And when this is defeated, discard music from play. And then she will flip over. Then we're going to use the Queen to heal him for 4. And then he'll use the City to draw 2 cards. We've got a Doctor and some Endurance. Then we are going to flip over and thwart for 2. Bring out our energy daggers, which is choose a player, deal a damage to the villain and to each enemy engaged with that player. Then Heart of the Panther. Search your deck and discard pile for a Black Panther upgrade. Put it into play. Resolve the special ability on up to 4 Black Panther upgrades you control. I think our 4th one we pitched. Does that count as a sequence, though? So the special ability. I don't know if that counts as a sequence for the... Yeah, so we're just going to do the special ability. Move a damage from your hero to the enemy. So basically we heal 1 to deal 1. Then we deal a damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with them. We're choosing this player. Then deal 2 damage. And then remove a threat from a scheme. Okay. Oh, wait a second. We'll say we did this one first. So there's 2 less damage on that to get rid of the stunned. Since that is an attack, so everything's taken care of there. Then we're going to do Wakanda Forever to resolve each of those, and this time the sequence will matter. And I think we want the claws last. So deal the damage to the villain and each with him. So we'll choose over here. One on each of those. Move a damage, so we heal. No, we don't, because we're already at max health. This is last, so we get to deal 4 damage, which will take out Radioactive Man. And that will be our turn. Wait, I never did remove a threat. That should be gone. And by removing that, that removes 10 health. Okay. Now we're done. We're going to keep Wakanda Forever over here, drawing into Infiltration, Clawed Strike, Genius, Clear the Area, and Wiccan. So everyone knows my favorite ally. Then Momentum Shift, a Barrier, Quinn Carrier, Starhawk, and Energy. Go up to 5. Claw's going to Scheme for base 2, 3, 4. And attacking over here, Clea jumps in for that. Give the villain a tough status card. And when she's defeated, she gets shuffled back into the owner's deck. And then we retaliate. Okay, encounter cards. Surge, reveal the top card of the encounter deck. Alter Ego, discard a card at random from your hand. Claw's Vengeance. We all know what that's going to be, right? Is it my favorite card? Nope, clear the area. Then, Affairs of the State. You may flip to Alter Ego, and we will. And then Exhaust to remove this from the game. And over here, Illegal Arms Factory. Reveal, place an additional threat per player here, so that comes in with 5. And we pass first player. Well, Golden City. Use that to draw 2. Got Wakanda Forever and Ancestral Knowledge. It's an alter ego action. Choose up to 3 different cards in your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. So we're definitely going to do that. Wakanda Forever. Vibranium. Silk. So they'll get shuffled into our deck. And we'll flip on over. Bring in a Quinn Carrier. We are now an Avenger. So play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. Exhaust it to generate a wild resource. And we are going to exhaust it to play Wakanda Forever to go through all this. Nope, we don't have any damage on us to heal or transfer, so that's out. 4 damage, 2 damage. Might as well do the 2 threat last. So deal 2 damage to an enemy. And then choose a player, deal a damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with them. And then last step is remove 2 threat. That's all he's got. Then over here, Queen is going to heal her for 4. And I think we need to start using her abilities for stuff. So we're going to bring in Wiccan for 3. Thwart a 1, attack a 1, 3 health. After he thwarts, discard the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal a damage to an enemy. So he will thwart for 1 over here. And then deal 0 damage. And that's why I love him so. Black Panther is going to thwart for 2. And that's going to allow her to remove a counter from that. And after she does an action, we are going to remove a threat from here with her beads. Then we're going to use this to help create a resource for a thwart event. So we can play Infiltration +1. Choose a number from 1 to 5. We're going to choose 5. Discard that many cards from the top of the encounter deck. Remove a threat from the scheme for each card discarded this way. Put 1 minion discarded this way into play engaged with you. So we're moving 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what minions? We've got a... Good, we got the weak one. So he's put in play. So it's just a scheme of 1 and an attack of 1. And that went away. So we are done. For this side, we're keeping Starhawk. Power Protection, Wakanda Forever, and Klaw. What a great combo. And over here, on the prowl, Infiltration, Clear the Area, Vibranium Suit, and Spider Bites. Threat comes out. Claw goes to attack. We're going to defend. So base 1, 2, put weapons runner into play engage with you. Bummer. All right, so 2 damage came in. We defended that. We get to reduce this and trigger our claws to deal 2 damage to an enemy. We take out one of the runners. Unfortunately, another one came out, so he's going to swing and hit us for 1. Over on this side, I'm just going to take it, I think. And that hurt. We're taking 5. But we retaliate for 1. And then encounter cards. Did that out of order a little bit, but no well. Went through the stack. And shuffle. For me, that's just going to happen whenever it's late at night and already worked a full day. So now some bad things. The villain schemes for base 2. Goodness, 5. We'll just flip that over. And then either spend one of each resource or exhaust each character you control. Not even an option. Oh, it's just Wiccan. All right, pass first player. This thing's really killing us. All right, we going to use Sense of Justice to help us out with a resource to play on the prowl. So we spent 3. Remove 3 threat from a scheme, then resolve the special ability on 1 Black Panther upgrade you control. So down to 7. And we'll use the claws, dealing 2 damage. And that's it for her. Then over here, we're going to bring in Klaw with the power protection. I think we've just seen her not too long ago. Then we'll bring in Starhawk with the other power protection. Thwart of 1, attack of 2 with 2 health. When he takes damage exactly equal to his remaining hit points, return him to your hand. And then we'll use our Quinn Carrier, so we can play Wakanda Forever. And I feel like the 4 damage is the best thing to have last. So remove a threat. Choose a player, deal a damage to the villain and each minion. We'll choose us. It's just going to be 1. Move a damage from our hero to an enemy. And then deal 4. And then thwart for 1. And thwart for 1. All right, so that's, oh yeah, we've got us. We're going to thwart for 2. Keep forgetting our heroes can do stuff. All right, over here we're keeping our upgrades. Eventually we might get to play them. Power of Justice. Ooh, that's a good one. Then over here, Energy Barrier, Wakanda Forever, Vibranium, Silk, and the Night Nurse. So we get 3 threat up to 5. Attacking over here. We're going to defend. So 1. Give the villain a tough status card. All right, so 3 came at us, so we're taking 1. He gets tough. We did a special. So that goes down by 1. And we'll remove a threat. Then over here, getting attacked, we got 7. I'll take it. And if this activation deals damage to you, exhaust your hero. Well, it is. We're only taking 2 damage though. And we retaliate to take care of tough. And in counter cards, got Armored Guard, Scheme of 0, attack of 1, 3 health, guard and toughness. And over here, the Masters of Evil. When revealed, discard cards from the counter deck until Masters of Evil minion is discarded. Put that minion into play engaged with the first player. And that will get 6 threat. Looking for Masters, we found Whirlwind. Scheme 1, attack 2, 6 health. When he attacks each hero. And pass first player. All right, we have 2 exhausted, so tired Black Panthers. All right, first thing we do is attack for 2 over here. So he takes 2 indirect damage, which equals his health, so it goes back to our hand. And just like that, he's back. And we will use him to attack for 2 more, taking him up to 4. Then we will Quinn Carrier to play Wakanda Forever. That's my best path. I think we'll play it in this order. Go with the claws, dealing 2 damage to an enemy. Then the suit, moving 1 damage from our hero. So we heal, and we're going to use that over here to take out the tough. Then we're going to remove a threat. Take that down to 3. And then choose a player to deal 2 damage to the villain and to each enemy engaged with that player. We're choosing over here. So he goes down to 19. He goes away, and he gets 2 damage. Then we will flip over. Ask if the queen would like to take an action to heal for 4. Then we'll use this to draw 2, Vibranium and Shuri. Then we're going to bring in Silk, Thwarter 1, attacking 1, and 2 health. Response is only good if we have a Web Warrior, another Web Warrior card, which we don't. And then we're going to bring in an Energy Barrier. Gets 3 counters as an interrupt when you would take any amount of damage. Remove a reflection counter from here to prevent 1 of that damage and deal it to an enemy. Then thwarting for 1. Then we're going to bring in Quake, with the extra card being our Spider Bites. Actually, are we doing that? No, I'm not. I'm going to bring in Aja Adana. As an action, Exhauster, shuffle an identity-specific card from your discard pile into your deck. And then we're going to immediately use it to shuffle the card we helped pay for it back into our deck. Then Wiccan thwarts for 1 and 3 damage. It's going up on the boss. Got so excited I knocked that over. Forget if it was 1 or 2. All right, and that's going to be our turn. So over here, we're just going to keep those, drawing into Ingenuity, Coulson, and the Elephant's Trunk. And over here, we get 4 cards. Got our Skill, Genius, Victor, and Vibranium. Then we'll grab an encounter card and shuffle, and we've got 2 more cards coming. Another Barrier, and Wakanda Forever. All right, 4 threats. Scheming for 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes to 10. And attacking, we're going to send Klaw in front of that. And she'll get shuffled into her deck. And that guy hits us for 1. And in counter cards, first one, discard an upgrade or support you control. Oh, we've got those are supports. Golden City's just too good, even though this costs more. Well, it is a support or upgrade. We'll go with the energy barrier that never got used. All right, next, radioactive man. After he attacks you, discard a card at random. And stun each character you control. Deal damage to each of those characters that were already stunned. Stunned and stunned. All right, pass first player. We are going to thwart for 2, taking that down to 8. And that is going to get rid of this, so our cards are now normal cost. We did something. We're going to continue a threat. Then Wiccan will thwart for 1 and deal 0 damage. And leave. Then we're going to bring in Quake for her actual cost. Thwart 1 attack of 2 health. After minion schemes, exhaust her to deal 2 damage to that minion. And we are going to deal 2 up here. I think we're done. Oh, no, we're not. Use that. Shuffle on the prowl. Back in. Got those in my hand, and I want them both. Okay, we're going to draw 2 cards. Got the Doctor and some Vibranium. Then we'll flip over. Threat's a problem, so we'll knock that down to 4. He's going to thwart for 1, then go back to our hand and come back out. And attack for 2. Bring out another energy barrier, and maybe use this one. Bring out a Judica skill. Gets 3 counters on it. When you defend against an enemy attack, remove a counter from here. That enemy gets -2 for that attack. Then Wakanda Forever. Let's see. We're going to keep the claws on the bottom again. So remove a threat. Move a damage from us to someone else. Choose a player, dealing 1 damage to the villain and to all the enemies engaged with it. We'll choose over here to finally get rid of that guard. And then 4 damage to get rid of Radioactive Man. Okay, and we want her to defend with, so I think we're done. I'm going to keep Victor over here. So Shuri, Momentum Shift, Vibranium, and Wakanda Forever. And we're keeping both of those on the prowl, Spider Bites, and Arrows. For threat, I feel like we're just keeping the status quo and not really doing much there. We'll have to change that here shortly. So attacking, Quake defends, Quake leaves. Attacking, Silk defends. You are stunned. I regret using Night Nurse as a resource now. Alright, Armored Guard is back. Tougher than ever. Legal Arms Factory is back. And we pass first player. Oh yeah, she did leave. Okay, Wakanda Forever. Yeah, we'll put the threat on the bottom this time. Alright, so that's an attack, gets rid of stunned. Choose a player, deal a damage to everybody. Move a damage, we're at full health. Remove 2 threats. Okay. I'm going to bring in Shuri. Thwart 1, attack at 1/3 health. After she enters play, search your deck for an upgrade and add it to your hand, and then shuffle her deck. And I'm going to pick up Endurance. Alright, we're going to thwart for 2. Over here, and then have him thwart for 1, and he'll go back to our hand. And then thwart for 1. Use that to help bring in Starhawk, and we'll have him attack for 2. Over there. Okay, we're going to thwart for 2, taking that down to 3. Then use this ability to remove a threat from a scheme. And then we're going to discard it to confuse an enemy. Then flip over. We're now a genius. Bring in Ingenuity. Play only if your identity has a genius. As a resource, exhaust it to generate a mental resource. Then use that for Spider Bites, which is choose a player, deal a damage to the villain, and each minion engaged with that player may discard this to stun each of those enemies. And then use this to shuffle our suit back into there. Then we'll use our queen to heal us for 3. And that will end our turn. Okay, we'll keep Victor. Wakanda Forever times 2 power protection and Brother Voodoo. And over here, got her suit, energy, specialized training, multitasking, endurance, and vibranium. 4 threat. Goes to attack. We are just going to take it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. We're actually just going to take 2 and redirect 1 from each of those. Plus our retaliate is 3, so he goes down to 8. And then lose confused. We're trying to scheme over here, and this guy schemes for 0. And counter cards. Attach a Claw, he gains retaliate. Hero action, spend 1 of each resource to discard this. And we've got the Melter. The engaged player must defend against his attacks with an ally they control if able. And pass first player. Alright, we're going to flip over and attack for 1 to get rid of the armored guard. And with our ability, use this, which is an attack to get rid of stunned. And we'll bring in our vibranium suit. Use our sense of justice to power our multitasking to remove 2 threat from one scheme, and then since we're paying with a mental resource, remove 2 threat from a different scheme. Then my thwarting hasn't been going the best, so we're just going to spin that to bring in endurance to give us plus 3 health. Actually, there was no need to do that. We could have used Ingenuity. And then we'll overpay for specialized training, just in case. So when defeated, each player who does not control a specialization upgrade chooses 1 set-aside specialization upgrade and puts it into play under their control. Comes in with 10. Put that over there. All right, so she is done. Then over here, we're going to use that to create a physical resource. So we can spend 1 of each. Yeah. To get rid of his solid sound body. Then we're going to do Wakanda Forever. With our dealing 4 damage on the bottom. So that moves the damage. So we will gain 1 to deal 1. And then deal a damage we'll pick a player dealing damage to everything. Then remove a threat. And then deal 4 damage. Then thwart for 1 to go back to our hand. We'll take that off of there. Thwart for 1. Flip over. Draw 2 cards. Got some downtime and a stun gun. We're going to bring back Starhawk. To thwart for 1. Oh yeah, before he flipped over, we'll thwart for 2. Alright, end her turn. Keeping Wakanda forever. Ancestral knowledge, momentum shift, power of protection, another shift, and energy. And over here, infiltration, counter card, and shuffle. That's where eventually I'm going to start doing some damage. Alright, another infiltration with strength, power of justice, and quake. 4 threat. Attacking over here, Shuri's going to defend. And Shuri is out. We'll flip this over and shuffle. Scheme over here for 2, 5. Then encounter cards. Each Masters of Evil minion attacks the hero it is engaged with. If no attacks are made this way, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Masters of Evil minion and put it into play engaged with you, then shuffle the encounter deck. We'll pick the guy with 5 health once we find him. Found him. All right. Find music and put her in play engage with you. Looking for some music. And surge into Shadow of the Past. So we get Killmonger. Cannot take damage from Black Panther upgrades. Scheme of 2, attack of 2 and 5 health. Usurp the Throne. It's going to come in with 6 threat. And we'll shuffle these in. Because that's what happens when you go through the encounter deck several times. All right, pass first player. Use that to draw 2 cards. Got a stun gun and Wakanda Forever. All right, flip over. We are going to put that on the bottom. Use that to pay for a Wakanda Forever. So remove a threat from a scheme. Then choose a player. Ooh, I don't want to kill music. Hold on. We're going to request an action from Black Panther. Over here. Sense of Justice for infiltration. Choosing the number 5 to remove 5 threat, which will get rid of this and music. But then we discard 5 cards, and then we have to put a minion in play. And that guy fits the bill. So that worked out nicely. Now we'll do Wakanda Forever. We removed the threat. But that's not the one I want to worry about right now. Take that down to 5. Now choose a player, deal a damage to everyone over there. Then move a damage from us to someone else. And then deal 4 damage to someone. Okay. Then we will attack for 2. And so will he. Then we'll bring Starhawk back in. So we can thwart for 1. Then we're going to play a stun gun. So hero action, exhaust it and remove 1 or 2 charge counters from it. If you remove 1, charge counter, stun a minion. If you remove 2, stun the villain. We're going to remove 2. Then we're going to Wakanda Forever again. And this time I want the threat one on the bottom, which is right where it's at. All right, deal 2 damage. So down to 2. Then move a damage, but we're at full health. Then choose a player, dealing 1 to everyone they've got. And then remove 2 threat. Then we are going to attack for 1 to get rid of Killmonger. And deal a damage to finally move on. Comes in with toughness, still has the same ability, and 44 health. And then unfortunately, I think I need to infiltrate again, picking 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got an armored guard. And then we're going to bring in Quake. To thwart for 1. I think that's all we've got. So keeping strength, multitasking, genius, heart of the panther, and our beads. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strength, a barrier, daredevil, Klaw, and heart of the panther. So we get 5 threat. Goes to attack, loses stunned, goes to attack. Quake is going to take the hit, and that was a big hit, 7 damage. Then encounter cards, 1 there, 1 here, 1 more for the throne. Each Masters of Evil minion attacks a hero to engage with. If not, search till we find one and put it into play. Nope, is that 5 health guy still around? He sure is. And Whirlwind. And a Sonic Converter. After Klaw attacks and damages a character, stun that character. Hero action, spend 1 of each resource to discard it. Lovely. First player. Alright, over here we're doing an action. 1 of each resource, spending that as a mental to get rid of the converter. Then over here, bring in our beads, remove a threat from a scheme, may discard this card to confuse an enemy. Then multitasking, to remove 2 threat from 2 different areas. We'll get rid of the Masters of Evil. And take that down a couple notches. Then we're going to attack for 1 to get rid of Tough. Then we're choosing a player. Over here, we're dealing, it's not an attack. Deal damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. We may discard this card to stun each of those enemies. And we are. So they're all stunned. Then we go Heart of the Panther. Search your deck and discard pile for a Black Panther upgrade. Put it into play. Resolve the special ability on up to 4 Black Panther upgrades. So remove a threat from a scheme. Move a damage. Let's see, where are we at? We are at 14. We don't have any damage to move. Deal 2. And then choose a player. We'll choose him. So that goes down to 3. Okay. So that's her turn. And over here we have Klaw. And she will attack 1 here. She'll attack for 2 there. And go back to her hand. And he'll thwart for 2, so we're down to 5. All right, that's her turn. Keeping Starhawk. Got the Night Nurse. Get an encounter card. Shuffle 3 more cards. Another Doctor, Momentum Shift, and Genius. I used that as an energy barrier a long time ago, didn't I? Let's give him a health back. And then 5 cards, multitasking, helicarrier, some more tasking, Wakanda Forever, and infiltration. 4 threat, goes to attack, lose stun, goes to attack. Oh, this guy hits for 1. Then he's attacking over here, we're taking it. Discard a card at random, so it's 4 damage coming in. We're going to stop 1 of that damage. So we should be taking 2, but I'm going to take 3 for the last time we messed up. Retaliate 1 and that. Sorry about that confusion, but it's all good. And that thing loses stunned. All right, encounter cards. Take 2 damage, Claw heals 2. And over here, the Immortal Claw gets 10 more health. And Surge and Exhaust our Identity. And someone's got a shadow again. All right, pass first player. All right, we're going to use that to help pay for a momentum shift to heal 2 damage and deal 2 damage to an enemy. So 2 and 2. Then Starhawk is coming in and attacking for 2. Then over here, we're going to multitask, removing 2 threat from 2 different schemes. So that'll go down to 4, and that one goes down to 7. Then do the same thing again, down to 2 and 5. And of course, each of those cards cost an extra resource. Forgot about that silliness. So then we will thwart for 2. Get rid of the Claw. Get rid of 10 health. And not an attack, so choosing a player, ourselves, to deal a damage to the villain and each minion. By doing that, we reduce this. And do I have any Wakanda cards in there? Nope. That seemed like a boring turn, but we're done. Keeping that, Clawed Strike, Cipher, Clear the Area, and Energy. Keeping the Nurse, Endurance, Momentum Shift, Power Protection, and Power Protection. All right, 4 threat. Goes to attack. We are going to defend and use this properly to reduce his attack by 2. So then it's just going to be put that guy into play and give the villain a tough status card. Then it gets tough and we retaliate for 1. And then we're going to use our, well, we didn't take any damage. Okay. Then that guy attacks. And we take it and retaliate for 1. And we'll kill him off. Counter cards. The villain attacks you. That's where Klaw comes in. And Klaw goes away. But she's eager to get back on the table. So it gets shuffled in. And here, Defense Network. Place an additional threat here, so that comes in with 4. And pass first player. All right, we are going to thwart for 2. Then Sense of Justice. And Cipher to help us clear the area to remove 2 threat. And when we clear off, we get to draw a card. Into Wiccan. Oh yeah, she did her thing. That went down to 2. Then when we play Wakanda Forever, resolve the special ability on each Black Panther upgrade in any order. Deal a damage to the villain. Deal 2 damage. Move a damage. And remove a threat. And then we use that to shuffle Wakanda Forever back into this. Okay. On this side, thwart for 1. Comes back to her hand. Look at that, he's back. Thwart for 1. Got a momentum shift to heal 2 and deal 2 damage. And use our Quinn Carrier to bring in the Night Nurse. So it gets 3 counters. As an action, exhaust it and remove a counter from her. Heal a damage from a hero and discard a status effect. And that's going to be your turn. We'll go ahead and pitch that. So got a shift, 2 barriers, strength and Klaw. And keeping those, clear the area, Wakanda Forever, and on the prowl. We get 4, so we're up to 10. Attacking over here, we're just going to take it for, give the villain a tough status. So we just took 2. Same thing over here. We're just going to, no, we'll defend. So we can use that. So -2 attack. All right, you are stunned. If this activation deals damage, exhaust your hero. Good, we're already exhausted. So we took no damage, became stunned, but we retaliate to take care of tough. Then in counter cards, we're through the deck again. Give this a nice shuffle. Oops. Okay. The Scream. Stun each character you control. Deal damage to each of those characters that was already stunned. Alright, so everyone's stunned again. And over here, Ritual Combat. Discard the top card of the encounter deck, then choose to either deal X damage to your hero or place X threat on a main scheme where X is one more than the number of boost icons on the discarded encounter card. So 2 damage or 2 threat. 2 damage it is. And we pass first player. Alright, thwarting for 2. Down to 8. And she's going to use this ability, which is an attack, to get unstunned. Oops, just realized I'll set that over there later. Should have been in the discard pile or probably shuffled in. Alright, for her, we're going to use both of these to pay for On the Prowl, and our extra card for that, well, that should be down to 1, to remove 3 threat from a scheme and use a special ability. We are going to remove a threat and discard this to confuse an enemy. Actually, not yet. He's not confused yet, but now he's going to be. Wakanda Forever. Resolve the special ability on each Black Panther upgrade you control in any order. So we'll remove another threat, then confuse him. Then the suit is to move a damage. Then that deals 2. And that one deals 1. And that gets our Wakanda Forever back. Okay, over here, use the Night Nurse to heal us 1 and get rid of a token. Then attack for 2. Goes back to her hand. Then we're going to momentum shift to heal 2 and deal 2. Then we're going to flip over and draw 2 cards. Got Silk and a stun gun. And we're going to bring Starhawk in. Didn't see that coming, did you? He's going to thwart for 1. And use that to bring in Klaw, who's also going to thwart for 1. And that's going to be our turn. So we get 5 threat. Goes to attack. Kla's defending. Let's see. I think they put some weapons runner over there. She gets shuffled back in. And then scheming, gets confused, and the runner for 1. Okay, encounter cards. The villain attacks you. We're going to take it. You know what? We're going to defend, just to get rid of this thing. 2. Oh goodness, 7 damage coming in. We defended 2, so we're taking 5. And we're going to use this to deal 2. Then over here, Armored Guard. And pass first player. Put too much health on him. Which means I couldn't have played that card because it couldn't have done its cost. Alright. Forgot to draw my cards earlier. So drawing up to 6, 2 Wakanda Forevers, and Stun Gun, Daredevil, and Victor. And over here we should have had on the Prowl, Spycraft, our Black Panther, Agent Coulson, and Eros. First thing we do is that, to draw 2, got a Downtime and Klaw. I will flip over. Oh, Klaw's coming in. And she's going to take care of Toughness. And then he's going to attack for 2 and go back to her hand. And then just like that, he's back. Attacking for 2 to get rid of the guard. Then Wakanda Forever. Putting her 4 damage on the bottom. Alright, remove a threat from the scheme. Choose a player, deal a damage. Doesn't matter. Move a damage, we're at full health, and then deal 4. And then Wakanda Forever again. So we remove a threat, deal a damage, move a damage that we can't, and then deal 4. And we attack for 2. Down to 19. Alright, we're going to use both of those to pay for On the Prowl, to remove 3 threat from a scheme, and then resolve the special ability on a Black Panther upgrade. So 3 threat. And we'll deal 2 damage. Then we'll use that to get our Clawed Strike shuffled in. And we bring in Arrows, 4 to 2, attack a 1, 2 health. After you play him from your hand, confuse a minion. What are minions at this point? And he'll thwart for 2. And that will be our turn. All right, keeping Coulson. Clawed Strike, clear the area, Wakanda Forever, and Vibranium. And over here, Heart of the Panther, Wakanda Forever, Shuri, Vibranium, and a Stun Gun. 5 threat. Goes to attack. We're going to just take it. I think, yes. Deal 1 damage to each hero. That's a mean boost. So we took 2 5 damage, came at us. And retaliate for 1. Then attacking over here, we have Klaw defend. Klaw just loves running around here, getting shuffled back in. Then in counter cards, we've got the Melter and the Shark. And we pass first player. Okay, first thing we do is Clawed Strike. Deal 4 damage to an enemy and resolve the special ability on a Black Panther upgrade. So it goes down to 12. And then we'll deal 2 damage. Then we'll use that for Wakanda Forever to resolve all of our Black Panther upgrades. So we get the move of damage, taking him down to 9. Deal 2, and choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. Then we're going to attack for 1, which is going to trigger to deal 2, and then we're going to discard it to add 3 additional, and that's going to finally take out the Klaw. I mean, we still had some threat removal over here, and of course we could have stunned the villain, had her Wakanda Forever also on this side, so we could have run through that, but that seemed like that took forever for us to get through. And I feel like I had his upgrades out, but I mean, I feel like that's the way it should work with these two against the Klaw. Still love this card if you don't get that out early. I mean, that's just so good at keeping Wakanda Forever coming back. But as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. If so, please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.